Let me switch up the title here, and let's take that, put that over here like this. Oh, yeah. Feeling better? Yeah. I'm coming around, dude. I'm coming around. We could see some fast prop load today. First time they're using all the pumps and subcoolers. There's no way they won't do a spin, so I think we'll spin prime safe vehicle, then prepare for a static fire. Yeah, probably. Yeah, no, it is what it be. All right, so yeah, those tanks are old. They're actually not using these anymore. Maybe just for water. But I'm kind of out of the loop too. Some of you guys are going to need to clue me in here. They're using these tanks that are behind my melon right here. See these guys? And then those are the subcoolers. And then there's other subcoolers on the other side of that tank farm. Those big tanks are still in use for LOX, LN2, and water. Yeah, the methane ones are no good. Cool. Cool. Yeah, they got 4 subcoolers on either side. That's something I haven't seen yet. And when I say that, I mean me personally. They've probably been there for a while. Okay, so we had some OLM venting, which means that they're running the propellants into the pad. Ooh, I gotta wake up. They're running the propellants into the pad to basically thermally condition down the pad. You can't flow cold propellants through a warm pipe, they'll evaporate. So the chill down here, what they're doing is they're starting to slow flow propellants through the fuel lines and oxidizer lines that go into the orbital launch mount, which is this thing, the donut right there, right? The thing that holds the booster. They're putting propellants in there, and it is evaporating, but they have a vent line open so the pipe doesn't pressurize. So they're just slowly moving propellants into those lines, and you can see the vent line is open right there. The vent line is for the oxidizer. They have a scavenging system for the methane, so the methane doesn't vent into the atmosphere. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some methane vents like on the booster here and there, but yeah, OLM venting is a good sign towards booster tanking, which means they're going to fill the thing up with fuel and oxidizer, and hopefully we see it get sent today. Hey, Hellfish. What's going on? They were inspecting the welds on the cryoshell lift points the other day, so they might remove 2 on the right soon. Yeah. I'm no expert, but it looks like they forgot a few things. Yeah. Yeah, this is just a practice swing, man. The Liber 11K was also moved to be near the shells for that removal. Yeah, they're gonna take away some of the Manila-ish tanks over there, like I don't know, they look beige in this picture, but I don't think they're beige. They also have repainted the orbital launch mount since the IFT-2 flight, but did they announce the next attempt? No, SuperVod. If I know SpaceX, they're probably gonna, depending on how this test goes, right? I'll bet you they'll have a full stack by the end of the year, but flight's probably going to take a little while. Did you get what I sent to the P.O. box? I have not, Nova. I haven't gone anywhere because I've been sick. Just good rule of thumb. If I'm not good enough to be here, I'm probably not good enough to be at the P.O. box either. Dude, I logged off a stream yesterday afternoon. I went, got some food, and lied in bed until this morning to make sure that I was good enough to stream today. You know? Dude, I can't go anywhere. I could, you know, I went and I slept for a little bit and then I felt better, right? But I was like, no, I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to sit here and just melt my brain with some social media for a little while. And that's what I did. And you know what? Feel better today, so whatever I did worked. Hey, Ewok. Geez, anything I can do to help? No. No. I'll check the P.O. box when I check the P.O. box. I'm a little bit busy because of the holidays, dude, so I'm kind of out of my routine, and being sick on top of it is not fun. Now the rug's coming up. Damn it. The fruit snack diet isn't working. Okay. I'm probably late about it, but I saw a news article about Blue Origin looking to purchase ULA. They put a bid in, Psycho, but we haven't heard anything about it. You should send me more spaghetti. Yes. Kathy Leader said in a press conference in Brownsville they will apply for both Flight 3 and Flight 4 at the same time. Nice. Family doing all right? Yeah, everything's good. I'm at Costco tomorrow. I need to acquire some fruit snacks. Fruit snack? Fruit snack. I'm sorry. I got half of my chat addicted to fruit snacks by trying to make a joke. Dang it. Hey, Joe, what's going on? Rocket Lab is buying ULA. This is truly the weirdest timeline. No. Yeah, right. Helpless, yeah. She also mentioned that they plan for a heavy ramp up in launches. Yep. That's pretty much in line with what I've been hearing. I've never tried them. What are they like? It's like a gummy bear, but it's good for you. Or better for you. You need a long drink? Maybe tomorrow. Has EJ ever had a Choco Taco? Yeah, of course. They don't make them anymore, though, I thought.
Discovery.
My favorite ice cream truck thing was the cookie sandwich. All right, that's what I was all about. I wasn't about the popsicles. Choco Tacos are good, but the cookie sandwich, the premium cookie sandwich, is where it was at. Galilei, you want me to buy ULA? Yeah, I'll bid $3.50. Not Rocket Pops? No, the cookie sandwich, man. I'll give you $3.50. A dang Loch Ness monster. How you feeling? Yeah, I'll be alright. I just made 6 dozen chocolate chip cookies this morning. Bring the ice cream. Brimo made cookies too. I ain't giving you no $3.50. Hey, Tedster, I can make you some Choco Tacos if you want. I don't want your Choco Tacos, dude. I don't want those. Jackery ULA fund. Thanks, man. That is funny. Dude, I was in a pissy mood yesterday. I don't like not showing up for work. It really, really pisses me off. Now, I know what people are saying. Oh, yeah, you don't like showing up for work. Oh, yeah. Dude, with my job, every day is fun. Every day is fun. You know, like, I hate not being here. It's like going to a good party every day, dude. It's fantastic. You know, a long commute to the garage. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. Oh my God. Ewok, I've worked regular jobs, believe me. This job is good enough that not showing up guilt trips you into not being here. But would you do anything different? Hell no. Hell no, I don't want to, dude. I don't want to go back to working a normie job. Screw that. Screw that. This job freaking rocks. What if Blue Origin wants ULA for Tory Bruno? The sad truth is that if ULA gets bought out by Tory Bruno, there's no more ULA. The whole thing gets gutted except for the things that Blue needs. Like what? What did they gutted? They already gutted everything, Raja. What do you mean? What do you mean? The only things left are the things to launch Vulcan. Do you have an Insta? Yeah, I do. I don't really go on it much because I don't like the Zuck. The Zuck. And honestly, all right, hot take. You want EJ's hot take for the day? Twitter's easier to scroll through than Insta is. Yeah, don't at me. Insta is a freaking mess. Frick that website. Caesar, we're looking for a static fire here. Try Threads. I would rather punch myself in the dick, Sebi. Like, just, you know. I don't want to click on that dish. I don't, guys, it might seem a little bit ironic for me. I don't like social media. I am not good at it. I am not good at it. I don't know how to social media correctly. Frick, man, I have trouble just with regular social. Never mind social media. Just the social part is not good for me. What makes you think the social media part would be good? Like, I'm not good at both of those things, okay? I'm not good at either one of those. I don't want to do either of these. Oh my gosh. You found it great for networking in the motorsports bubble. Threads. Use LinkedIn like a normal person, okay? LinkedIn, it's just Facebook for the business world. Yeah, now you can't get that out of your head. I'm not good at social media, dudes. I try to be. Today is the 55th anniversary of Apollo 8. You remember Apollo 8? Yeah, microwave. Yeah, you got to be careful. Oh, we got recondenser. Hold on a second. A new pope has been elected. Wait, no. A new booster has been born. Yay! Praise baby Jesus. See the smoke? This isn't... Nope, not going to make that joke. Never mind. Just schedule tweets to announce you're going live. Ugh. Sure as hell have us fooled by being active on Twitch. Well, hey, I mean, fake it until you make it, man. I don't mind Twitch so much, to be honest with you. Live streaming, I don't know. It's a different flavor. You know what I mean? Of poop. Yeah, you heard that from me. No, live streaming is okay. I'm just not good at social media, dude. My trouble with social media, I'll be honest with you, dude. And like, I don't have like people posting stuff for me. It's all me, right? Like, my thing with social media is that I suck at it. I can never convey talking correctly. Like, if I was saying, like, you know, SpaceX posted a picture of a booster, right? And I retweet it. And I'm like, this is just crazy what they're doing, right? Right? Oh, man, this is awesome. This is just crazy. This is completely insane. I love it. Right? People always, every single time, without fail, read it like, this is crazy. Why would they do that? This is insane. Like, And I'm just, you know what? I don't want to be around people like that. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, am I being selfish? I don't know. Tell me. I don't know how to convey the right tone through text. I don't know how to do that. I'm not very good at it. I'm not very good at it. I don't want to be around people like that. That's what emojis are for. I put emojis after the thing and people are still the thing. Ugh. It's also tiring. And then I have to deal with people like Sirius Potato Bot. Oh, hey, man. How you doing? Just put random words in quotes so they have to ask, what do you mean? Oh. Sebi, I can. I mean, Sebi, it's just through text. It's hard to see it through text. Like in real life, I'm fine. I can communicate just fine. I'm like, that's fine. I don't know, man. What do you mean? Why would anyone do that? Yeah, right. Okay, all right, that makes sense. It's also tiresome. What's up, Dr. J? Hope you and Primo and the extended family are well. Thanks, man. Season's blessings to you. May the universe bless you in 2024. You know what, Dr. J? I've had a pretty good 2023. 2023 was baller. Starship flights, going to Amsterdam, you know, that whole getting married thing. That's pretty neat. Negative. I am a meat popsicle. He quotes movies and hopes nobody notices. Is that any different than what I do here, Tedster? See, the thing is that people on the internet get it. You know, the manager at Best Buy didn't get it, so I don't know what else to do. I'm like, I don't know how else to communicate, man. I don't know how else to communicate. We fixed deferred. That's right, the 59 runs. It's after 12 years. No, was it 10? I don't even remember. Anyway. Yeah, 2023 was pretty good, man. 2024 is going to be pretty sweet, and this is going to be part of it. 2024 has big shoes to fill, yeah. It depends on what your definition of is. All right, I'll try doing that. We'll see what happens. What we have here is failure to communicate. It's all good because you found your niche. Yep. Tiny EJ in 2024. What? Quick SLS intermission. The aft dome for the Artemis 3 core stage LOX tank was lifted off the assembly jig. Ooh. Assemble my booster. Let's go. What do we got? Oh, that's nice. Oh, very nice. Oh, that's... very good. Very good. That is a very nice boy. Yes, that cart's made out of wood. You don't want to mess up the metal. Yes, this is an igloo. Yep. Dude, look at the jigs. Look at the stir welding jig. This is a dome stir welding jig right here. It's basically an inverted piece of this, right? So they put the aluminum plates on here, and they use these brackets to hold them in place. And then this thing called I stir, you stir, he, she, they stir. It goes, and then they rotate it, and it makes these welds right here. It's not, it's bzzz. Yes, it makes that noise. It's a stir welder. Okay, be quiet. Yeah. Hey, I'm good at doing impressions. I can do impressions of machines too, man. All right. No, it's the jigs here. The stir welding jig right here is very much that looks a lot like New Glenn, or New Glenn's look looks a lot like this. It looks very similar. I mean, it's probably the same company making all the equipment, but I have this secret rocket fan theory that New Glenn is SLS derived. Yeah. It looks very much the same manufacturing process. Granted that most rockets have a dome and have tanks and are stir welded, but it looks very similar. Strombology? Hando, 39 months. Nice. Yesterday, I got one of my friends into space stuff. Not a space stuff fan. I ended up talking to him about it for 2 hours. He is now hooked and asked if there's a site for upcoming launches. Very good. Very good. Very good. What's the flange on that dome for? This piece right here? That is for... So, Builder, that's the mount for the forward skirt. So, actually, this is the aft LOX dome. So, this would be the bottom of the liquid oxygen tank. Inner tank. That's the mount where the inner tank would be. So, in this picture, the front of the core stage is that way. Yep. So the inner tank would mount here. So I'll show you. SLS inter tank. It would mount up to this piece. This is the main structural carrier for SLS. It's where the SRB is attached. The forward SRB attachment points are. And if you look at that picture, there's a huge crossbar that holds the two SRBs kind of in alignment. If you just attached it to the side of the tank, the SRBs would do stuff like this. You don't want that. That huge crossbar keeps the whole thing aligned. And this piece right here, actually it's the far side. This is what that dome would attach to. See the flange? The flange on the other side looks very similar, but that's the inner tank right there. The inner tank is the most important part of the entire booster. Yeah. Without the inner tank, you're not getting anywhere. You have a bunch of metal. Yeah, Dr. J, I think we will in about a year from now. Do you think they're aiming for a New Year's launch? I think SpaceX is trying to get the stack ready. Yeah, see that piece right there? This piece between the two stripes, that is the inner tank. And the LOX dome is attached to that. That's what that flange is for. Messiah, I'm all right. I'm just it really sucks being sick during the holidays. That's just not fun. But I'm gonna soldier it out today. I'll be all right. I literally slept all day yesterday. Yeah, it's great. It was really nice. You're always sick. Am I though? Real Engineering on YouTube started a space shuttle series. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but it's been linked. But it's on my list of things to do. I am working on some other stuff. You got a bunch of stuff. And there's that whole, holidays thing. Hey, Torby, what's going on? Very well produced. Nice. You and Brimo's Christmas gift is on the way. Hey, Sawyer, that actually reminds me. I don't mean to here. Thank you. But give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Question. Do you need one of these? Do you need one of these, Sawyer? Yeah, I went to the OLM. I got parts. Just let me know. It's missing some parts. Yeah. That's supposed to be attached to a truck. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Your gift should arrive tomorrow. Feel free to share it with Brimo. But Brimo's might not get there until January. Yeah. He got it from my pocket inventory. Well, I had it in my backpack. Obviously. What's going on up there? Guys, it's me. I have truck parts on hand, okay? Is that the front that fell off? No. The front didn't fall off of my truck. The back fell off. Yeah. Well, the front fell off. Yeah, Sawyer, just let me know. I have chrome and regular. And the NASA manuals. Yeah. Yeah, these are fun to have. Those are fun to have. Yeah. I didn't see if Sawyer replied. Yeah, there you go, Norath. I mean, you should always have, every car guy should have car parts on hand. Like, I have them right there. You don't want to know what's available today at Gov Auctions. So, I'm going to change the subject. I bought a welder. Well, actually, Bremo bought me one for Christmas. It's a Lincoln 180i MIG-TIG. It's quite good. Show you the welder? Does Geek need to show you how to use it? I'm sure I could figure it out, but yeah, I guess she's a keeper. Yeah, you know, she's pretty cool. Yeah, Atomic, there's like this thing. All right, dude talk for a second. All right, there's this thing. If you love and cherish and take care of your wife and do good things for her, she'll do good things back for you. Like, it's weird, I know, right? Strange. It's really weird. Yeah. I know, there's that whole thing. Weird concept. You've been doing it wrong this whole time? Happy wife, happy life. I would amend that to happy marriage, happy life. But, yeah, sure. Your wife doesn't allow you anything above 3 amps. I missed the first step. Get a wife. Yeah, that's the hard part, dude. Solid rocket motor manufacturing. Very cool.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Oh, no. Here we go. 2-month resub. Thank you very much. All right, so we're just waiting on this static fire here. The OLM is now in high flow mode. So you see how that vent line that was not venting is now vaping really, really hard? Yeah. That means high flow chill down to the OLM, which means booster tanking will be soon. I'm on step 0. Try to get out more. Yeah. It's like my KSP build. What is this? Oh. A de Havilland C8. Oh. Oh, that's kind of cool. It's at Moffett Field. So that's in the bay. Yeah, that one looks like it's NASA livery. Moffett Google Field. I looked at the moon yesterday. I think we take for granted how visible it is to the naked eye. Our celestial partner is. It's so dang close. I'd imagine for planets with life, their moon may be dot in the sky. Yeah, we should go to it. Yeah. Oh, nice, Elfish. That's cool. Your own X-Plane for 22 grand. Not bad. Sorry, my stream delay is a crazy amount. Your truck has the XLT trim, so all chrome. New old stock is cheap, so no worries. Appreciate the offer, though. But this one came off of the F2 crappy. Fine. Fine.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Fine. Mine now. I'll take it. Look, it's in wicked good condition. It's in wicked good condition, guy. Oh, it's cracked. Oh, it's cracked in multiple spots. Never mind. All right, cool, sweet, good, great, grand, wonderful. No yelling on the bus! Oh, it's cracked. No, it's got some scratches on it. It's not cracked. If peeing your pants is cool, consider me Miles Davis. Oh, that was the grossest thing I ever heard in my life. No low ballers, I know what I have. I have it set to Wombo. How far are you into the tech tree now in KSP2? What's your plan for today? I gotta finish building out the Jebstone C lifter, and then we will send it. But I wanted to see this too. Also, I kind of want to take it easy because, you know, last week my voice stopped voicing. This week I had a disgusting migraine. That might be signs that you might be going a little bit too hard. So we're just gonna take it down a notch. Take it down a notch. Are wobbly rockets really a thing of the past? Auto strut is in KSP2 Havocs. It's just a primitive version of it right now. It's placeholder, but yeah, no. Triton works just fine. So you're falling apart. Yeah, burn the candle at both ends, man. What are you gonna do? You ain't 21 no more. Yeah, it's fine. Very nice, T-Man, yes. I showed Triton to my friend yesterday. Handles very well in the new update. It's a good booster. Take a few days off in the coming week. Yeah. I'll probably be back on like the 26th or 27th or something. Triade! Look at this Prime sub I have here. Oh, thank you very much. Priming it up, dude. What's the difference between a workspace and the individual files? I have no freaking clue. I don't know how that's all supposed to work. Are you going to do a New Year's Eve stream? Nope, not this year. We'll stream on the 30th, and there you go. And that's it. Alright, I'll send that forward. Give me 1 second. Sent. No drunk mo. Nope. We'll do the New Year's bash on the we'll probably do it on the 30th, guys. Yep. So like next week I'll probably take like Monday, Tuesday off. The 25th and the 26th, and then we'll stream 27, 28, 29, 30, and then yeah, we're done. We're done with 2023. Yeah, of course he walked. Okay, so we're in a chill down phase here. And once again, this stream's brought to you by my buddies over at NSF. If you want, frankly, probably better commentary than mine, they do have commentary streams up right now. But we do have permission to restream over here. This will be the first one in the new house, or am I missing years again? Second one, dude. Second one. I am an NSF commentator and contributor. Apocalypsis, yes. Uh-huh. Hey, Pearly, what's going on? No, static fire didn't happen. We're at OLM chill down. So they're right now they're flowing liquid oxygen and liquid methane into the plumbing on the to begin booster fueling. You'll see booster fueling start to happen when the vents close down here and they start opening up here. Can confirm. I saw EJ on NSF Starbase Live a couple of days ago. Huh? Really? What did I do? Any idea when the test fire will be? We're a little ways out, Candy. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. An AI version of me. Yeah, you were in their chat. Oh, yeah, that's right, I was. Yeah. Yeah, I was working on something else and talking in the NSF chat at the same time. I mean, North, that's a distinct possibility. We might see a spin prime test today. It might just be a spinner, but I'm hoping for a static fire. They went right to static fire for ship 28. Wait, no, they spin primed it, I think. I don't know. Did you get voluntold because Dawson Company are out in California for Firefly? No. Avix, I pop in there from time to time. I gotta make sure Chris B's on his toes. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's right, Triad. Yep. Mm-hmm. Actually, my New Year's resolution is to make it over there for more commentary. Yeah. I should probably do that. You know. Should probably do that. Yeah. The problem is like, how do you balance that between Twitch streaming and commentating for them? Because a lot of spaceflight events happen during my streaming schedule. I have yet to really find the right balance. But, you know, I'll figure it out. I only look stupid, okay? Yeah, Havix, that's true. But you know what also helps growing the stream? Streaming here. So it's like, I am in a quandary. And then he killed the dog. By the way, the crane is positioned, I think they're going to go for a static fire today. Yep. Okay, one of the vents is closed. We'll see if this vent stops in a second here. You have a massive storm in the UK. Enabled me to see nacreous cloud formations. Very strange indeed. Yeah, I don't know what that means, but that sounds cool. You have to stop here to go there? Yeah, more or less, yeah. Does SpaceX and NASA have to deal with green credits for things like methane and general carbon emission? No. No, not really, Cosmic. Oh. Okay. The vent slowed down a little bit there. No siren, JDG. We're not even... The booster isn't even tanked yet. Oh. Uh. 360 no scope? Okay, those are the subcoolers there. That's a bird, and that's some clouds. What are you guys doing? That's the top of a keg. Oh, no, that's the booster. Excuse me. Give me 1 second. Sending out a message. Okay. So we got a shot of the subcoolers there. Sorry. Sorry about the dead air for a second, dudes. Did you change your keyboard to the less clicky one? No, I have 2 keyboards. What's up, Tessa? Yeah. You can't type on 2 keyboards at the same time? The rainbow clouds. Whoa. Double rainbow. What does it mean? Yeah, you dual wield. It's like doing a double keyboard solo. No? Alright, cool. What's the latest with Starliner? Probably late spring alleviate. They had some problems with the parachutes. Again. Are you crap posting on NSF again? No, not this time. It's not a real keyboard solo unless you're using your feet. But I have shoes on. Come on, theorize about attaching rubber bands to parts of the universe. What?
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Jack, happy holiday to you and your family. Thank you very much. Easy question. Okay, I was watching old footage and was reminded of the sparks they used to spray before ignition. What was the main source of ignition back in the day? So Cosmic, the sparklers, so the outward firing igniters that were used during the shuttle are there to purge off gaseous hydrogen. When you start up a rocket engine, there's a moment where you're turning the pumps, but you haven't ignited the rocket, right? Like, you haven't ignited you don't have ignition yet. Well, you have ignition. That's what that means. So you turn the pumps on, right? And then you start the engine. So with the shuttle engines, there's a split second where you're shooting out an atomized gaseous hydrogen, gaseous oxygen mixture. Actually, gaseous hydrogen, liquid oxygen mixture. Those sparkers that were at the bottom of the space shuttle are there to purge off that gas. Because if you don't, you just sprayed a bunch of mixed rocket fuel all over the pad. That's not good for it because it will find a source of ignition, and if you don't give it a place to burn off, it's going to find one, and that spot where it finds one is probably not going to be near something that you want to be on fire, right? So, those sparklers were there to purge out hydrogen because they didn't want to light the space shuttle on fire on the outside during ignition because of the tiles and stuff. Now, Starship, I guess because Starship is an upper stage, it's not as big of a deal, and they're using methane instead of hydrogen. But, yeah. How did they light the space shuttle engines? The space shuttle engines have a spark igniter. It's a spark plug. It's just a really, really, really super cool, very aerospacey. If you have to ask how much it is, you probably can't afford it. Spark plug. So now the SRB is attached on the top of the giant metal beam going through the inner tank. Is there also a beam on the bottom? No. The bottom SRB attachment points, T-Man, are triangulated to make sure the booster doesn't weeble wobble around. So the SRB has like a singular attachment point up at the top and then two attachment points at the bottom, like this. That's to make sure it doesn't move. Because you don't want the SRBs kind of riding around in their hold down points when you go to launch. Time for booster testing? Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Is SpaceX going to do a January launch? I would think so, Balk. I mean, I said after IFT2 that I've been hearing things. The things that I've been hearing are that we're going to see Flight 3 and Flight 4 a lot faster than you think. 2024 is going to be a ridiculous year for SpaceX. I've heard crazy stuff, and don't get me wrong, like, I'm not reporting this as the news. This is just what I've heard, right? So this is not like official canon or anything. I've heard sub 2-day launches for Falcon 9. I think they have, condenser turned back on. I've heard like, a Starlink launch every 2 days. And then on top of that, iterative flights for IFT4. IFT3, IFT4, even into IFT5. Like, it's actually kind of crazy how much they're ramping. Yeah, 2024 is going to be a crazy year. Blue Origin. Yeah, Flask, I know what you meant, dude. There are a few people saying that we might see Flight 3 before next year because SpaceX only gets 5 launches at Boca in a calendar year right now. I thought it was 10. I thought it was more than 5 orbital launches. Can you broadly explain what the booster is doing now? Yeah, sure, Holy Moly. Right now, what it's doing is basically they're priming the fuel lines that go to the booster. Now, I know what you're thinking. Like, it's been sitting there for a while. What do you mean? It takes this long to prime the fuel lines? Well, yeah, you got to get them down to like minus 200 C. The propellants that Super Heavy is using, methane, liquid methane, and liquid oxygen, need to be really freaking cold. So, you know, if you think down in Texas right now, ambient is like 20 C, you got to go to minus 200. And you can't do it fast. If you do it fast and you try to just literally, like, instantly freeze those pipes going to the pad, they'll break. They'll break. They'll contract too quickly. You have to slow fill them. So it's going to take a second to do that. Once these lines, the lines going into the booster, are chilled down and at the right temperature, that's when you can start flowing propellants into the booster. Long story short, they're getting ready to fuel. That's a heat exchanger. That's a heat exchanger. They got the heat pump going. So the smoke we don't see there is coolant? No, Zim. It's gaseous oxygen. Yeah, you're seeing gaseous oxygen. The methane system has a recondenser built into it. So any methane that does turn to gas when they're chilling down the pipes, because, you know, you have a warm pipe, you put cold propellants through it, right? You're going to exchange the heat with the pipe. You know, the propellants will pull the heat out of the pipe, and the propellant will absorb that heat, and it will move from liquid to gas. It'll evaporate, basically. So the gaseous oxygen just gets thrown overboard because no one's going to make a big deal about venting oxygen into our atmosphere. But methane is a greenhouse gas. So the gaseous methane, actually, the methane pipes have like a vacuum. They have a vacuum cleaner at the point where they vent the gaseous methane. And the gaseous methane goes through a solar-powered condenser or recondenser that will take the gaseous methane and chill it back down and put it back into the fuel tanks. So they're scavenging, and it's solar powered too, which is actually super cool. Actually, I'm not sure if it's solar powered anymore. I'm pretty sure it still is, but we'll see. Yeah, so SpaceX is basically trying to scavenge as much methane as they can, because with cryogenic propellants, when you're dealing with full cryogenic systems, you're always going to lose some. You're always going to lose some propellant to boil off. The quick way of explaining that, dude, is saying basically propellants don't like methane doesn't like being a liquid. When, you know, you say methane, people think gas. When you say oxygen, people think gas, right? They don't like being liquids down here and will try to return to gaseous state if you're not careful. So, yeah, it's the reason why it's so freaking cold. For them to exist as liquids, you need to be really, 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 really super cold. And it's not really, 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 really super cold in Texas. Yeah, long story short. Return to gas key. The solar farm is no more for what it's worth. Okay, so it's just a scavenging system. It was solar powered a long time ago. Stationeers is calling for that phase change gameplay. Yep, yep. Natural liquid methane does exist if you're on Titan. Yeah, I got some news for you. We're not there. So how far up could we build a swinging arm? What? What do you mean? Twisted something something golf ball something something garden hose something something Texas. Anyone know how they tether the booster to the stand during these tests? Yeah, sure. I got a model. I got a number. How do you like them apples? So, and we downward facing freedom. No, not yet. So, inside of the OLM, and thank you, Yum Food, please, for this model. I really appreciate it. Inside the OLM is 20 hold down points. These hold down points obviously secure the booster, but these also contain pneumatic systems. The pneumatic systems are for the starter motors for the outer 20 boosters. So yeah, inside of the OLM looks like that. You want to launch satellites via Carnival ride. Why? They get the turbo pumps going on the outer 20 tanks, musically, or outer 20 engines. Yes. Mm-hmm. Why put the starter motors on those things? They don't need to. Why put the starter motors on the booster? They don't need to relight. Only the inner 10 and the inner 3 engines relight. We saw that during IFD2. There's no reason to relight those when you're flying. The only time the outer 20 Raptor engines need to be on is when it leaves the pad, right? All the way up to hot staging. So why put the necessary starter equipment on the booster? That's just wasted mass, right? I mean, the shuttle did the same thing. The shuttle did the exact same thing. It had a pneumatic system on its tail service mast umbilical carrier plate to spin start the shuttle motors, but the shuttle motors could only be started when it was attached to the pad. Because with the shuttle, why do you need to relight those engines? You definitely don't need to relight them after you separate the external from the external tank. So there's no point in putting the necessary systems on board, the pneumatic systems on board to restart them. So yeah, that's why there's 20 hold down points. I mean, one of the reasons. The other reason is that it's really freaking heavy and needs a lot of things to hold it up. Heavy is right in the name. Have you seen the in-space refueling station? Spinky Linky, what do you mean? There's no in-space refueling station in space right now that we know about. There's concepts, but, I mean, it depends on what type of propellant you're talking about. Would a spin launch answer to launch by Carnival ride? Energy is energy, guys. The best way to do it is a booster. That's why most people do boosters. Spin launch is trying to change the game by launching via basically a big centrifuge, right? And that could be useful if you're launching a satellite into space the size of a shoebox. Last time I checked, people can't fit in shoeboxes. So, I mean, you could do it that way, or you could do it this way. So you're saying that humankind is not able to make a catapult that could throw a baseball into space? I don't know how you got that from what I said, but no, not at all. Of course we could. Why? Why is the question. I didn't know you were a shoebox expert. Don't make me break out the automaton. I mean, so, guys, if you really want to talk about spaceflight economics, it really comes down to what are you trying to launch into space, right? So SpaceX's goal here for Starship is to move 100 plus metric tons. That's 220,000 pounds into space every launch. They want to use Starship as an operational mechanism for deploying bigger Starlink satellites. So the need is centered around Starlink satellites, at least initially, with a goal down the road of being able to utilize that 100-ton payload capacity for lunar exploration and Martian exploration, right? To put it bluntly, you can't explore the moon or Mars with a catapult that launches a baseball into space. Understand? Now, the flip side of that, like take something like spin launch, which has a centrifuge, right, that lets a rocket go and shoots it off into space. I'm not saying that that's impossible or a bad idea either. What spin launch is trying to do is target a completely different section of the market for launching payload into orbit. Spin launch is trying to basically eliminate the need for a first stage, but eliminating the need for a first stage and making essentially a giant centrifuge that shoots stuff off into space basically it really limits what you can put into space, because rockets don't like being spun around like that. They usually explode. So the rocket design ends up being really small. That second stage that they, huck up into space, which is cool. I think that's neat. Spin launch is that's a cool idea. But once again, you're not going to, I don't necessarily think you're going to be able to employ that at scale. Like, humans would never launch on something like that. The meat bag doesn't do well with being spun around like that, right? So spin launch knows this. What they're trying to do is target a market of small satellites. So they're trying to make small sat constellations up in space. And high frequency of launching, because you don't need to build a first stage every time, is their solution to do that. Now that means you're going to need to launch like every couple of minutes, or not minutes, maybe every day. But launching every day is really hard to do, even with a spinny boy like that. It's still really difficult. The difficulty factor in doing that is, I'm not going to say it's the same as like this, right? But at the same time, it is still pretty difficult to do something like that. The scale of difficulty, at that scale of difficulty, you might as well just engineer a first stage, because, well, we have more first stages than we do spin launchers, right? But, nobody ever did anything by nobody ever made some like super advances in technology by conforming to the status quo either. So I'm not saying that spin launch or a catapult is a bad idea. It really depends on what you're trying to do. And in the case of like spin launch, they're trying to employ small satellites at scale, and that makes sense for what they're trying to do. Now, don't get me wrong, that kind of spaceflight is cool, but I want the one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind type of spaceflight, and that warrants something like this. What if we made a high-speed train on the equator and you released a cable? Well, long story short, accelerating this way as opposed to accelerating that way ends up being way less efficient. You know why? Because there's more atmosphere in the way if you fly this way. So like you have a train that's going around the curvature of Earth, right? And then a train has something on it, you let it go, right? And it flies up into space. Think about it. More time in the atmosphere, more drag, less efficient. That's why rockets go up, not that way. They go up and then they go that way. Yeah, the methane condensers are not doing very good. I mean, I guess Aqualex. I don't think spin launch would have enough oomph to do something like that. They increased the flow rate on the chill down there, but see, long story short, fellas, for them to start fueling, this thing needs to be cold as well. See that spider web of stuff right there? That needs to be smoking, or steaming, I should say. It needs to look like that. If that doesn't look like that, we're a little ways out from a booster test. The barge with pieces for Starbase and Massey's has entered the port of Brownsville. Oh, yeah. Nice. Oh, got some booster venting right there. Yeah, Aqualex, if someone could make a good business case for that when something like this is operational, I'd be very surprised. I don't think that spin launch is scalable past low Earth orbit. I really don't. I don't think that's a good idea at all. But that's why I'm not in the aerospace business, man. Yeah, Ren, at this point, as soon as I say, okay, there's no action going on here and change it, they're going to start doing things. No, I am joking, but I'm really curious about the things I'm asking. Well, Job, I know you're kidding, but I entertained it anyway, and I explained the whole launching things at the equator from a train, like off of a train. Think about all the extra time you spend in the atmosphere. That's a lot of performance lost. That's why first stages push rockets up there, and then they go fast, because there's less stuff in the way. What about building out a spin launch setup on the moon? Vickers, the only way that really makes sense is if you can build it using materials that you mined from the moon. Think about it. We spend all this time building the spin launcher, launching it into space from Earth, and landing it on the moon. To do something like that, you'd need a lander that can land heavy payloads on the moon. Why not just use the lander to move stuff to and from the surface? You're adding an extra step. I hate stuff in my way. Yeah, who doesn't, right? Hey, Procyon, what's up? Yeah, Midget, I'm okay. I'm all right. Take it easy, rest if you need to. I think I'm gonna I'll take it easy at the beginning of next week, Midget. I've been basically burning the candle at both ends since September, since Starfield came out, dude. I've been like on a grind, dude. Need to start building ships in space to skip the whole Earth part. Amarok, once again, yeah, I agree with you. That only really makes sense if we can mine stuff in space, right? We gotta mine stuff on the moon. We gotta mine stuff, well, basically on the moon. Sending the resources up from Earth to build a ship up there doesn't really make a lick of sense. That's not really a good idea. because you have to build something to get those big parts up there anyway. Why not just use that thing to go where that ship's supposed to go? Right? It only really makes sense if we could mine asteroids and mine out the moon and then ship them back here. That's how much of a big deal it is to get up into low Earth orbit. It's such a pain in the butt, dude. Look at this. Look at this thing. Look at the scale of something you need to build to move anything useful up into space. Look at the Saturn V. Look at SLS, N1, Buran, the space shuttle, Starship. They're all freaking gigantic. Our grav well is a real big pain in the butt to get out of. Oh. Are the methane condensers turning on here? But we're still taking payloads to space. Why can't it be parts for a ship? Well, okay. I'm trying to be very general. We could get into mission criteria, etc., etc. And Maroc, long story short, it's easier to put a ship together down here than it is up there. The only way that makes more sense is to bypass the step of launching the resources into space by mining the resources up there. That's the only way building something up there really, really makes sense, right? It's easier to build stuff without a spacesuit on. Just putting it out there. Need to start somewhere. Well, yeah. Now, I will say, okay, listen, I know people are like, EJ being such a negative Nancy right now. First of all, my name's EJ, not Nancy, okay? Yeah, negative EJ. Yeah, anyway. This is all predicated upon launching stuff into low Earth orbit being expensive. Can you afford to launch your car into space? No, that's a billionaire's game right now, right? With a rapidly reusable system, then building ships on orbit? Maybe, yeah. Might be a good idea. It depends, right? So Emrock, if I'm kind of working on like what would make sense if you tried to do this mission right now, right? If Starship works and it gets operational and they put a space shuttle style payload bay and different variants of it that can move payload, you bring stuff up, you can take stuff down relatively easily and reusable, i.e. the cost to launch your car into space goes a little bit down and becomes like a millionaire's game, or maybe flying up into space becomes as cheap as like flying across the Atlantic Ocean or something. Then what you're saying makes way more sense, right? That's when it makes sense. If you have a way to reduce the dollar per kilogram access into space cost. Hey Nancy, how many more years in your opinion until we start mining the asteroid belt? Crap, you guys are just going to call me that from now on, huh? Yeah. Oh well, whatever, I don't care. It's going to take some time, Yuki. You'd want to look into NASA's Lucy mission, Lucy, and the Psyche mission. Psyche and Lucy they're not prospecting probes per se, but they're going to scout out the Trojan. Well, Lucy's going to scout out the Trojan asteroids, and Psyche is actually going to go out and inspect one of those asteroids out in the asteroid belt. That's a good step in the right direction. I don't know. It really depends. Once again, the threshold for like when we're gonna start mining asteroids might change. You know, if you came to me in 1957, right, and said that a ticket across the Atlantic Ocean is gonna cost as much as a bus ticket in the future, you know, people would look at you like you were nuts, right? But 1962, 63, 64, the jet, the 707, DC-8, those things come around, right? And the Convair 880, the first generation of like modern airliners, those things come around, and now a plane ticket is as much as a bus ticket. You know what I mean? Things to weigh, right? You know, you never know. You can't predict the future. Why do you guys retrieve ad time at the stupidest times? I don't want to freaking run ads. Stop it. Where are you? ho, 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 ho. Ho, 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 ho. Yeah, baby. Gotcha. Got him. If you want to mine metals, a magnet should work. It depends on the type of metal, dude. Some metals aren't magnetic. What's the cooldown on this? Every 30 minutes. How'd the stream go yesterday? Oh, terrible. Yeah, I streamed for like 3 hours yesterday, which might as well be not even showing up. One of the strakes holding the CO2 tanks just vented. Yeah. Okay. Is there metal on the moon? Yeah, of course. Sure. There's iron, there's nickel. The moon's composition is not that far off from Earth's. The thing is that because Earth has that whole atmosphere thing and the moon doesn't, yeah, it's a little bit more habitable. But the moon basically has the same foundation and composition as Earth does, but it just minus the whole trees and atmosphere thing. It's not a mock-up, Asmalak. It just doesn't have an upper stage on it. SpaceX is looking to test the booster here. Is moon mining more feasible than asteroid mining? It's a lot closer, Theic, that's for sure. How was my weekend, Nancy? Asks Flykin. Oh, it was great. I spent it with your mom. I'm proud of you, son. No oil on the moon, so why bother? You can make synthetic oil on the moon, Yuki, if you really want to. There's plenty of carbon up there. I don't know why you would want to do that, but you could. Oh, very good, Lig. She wishes you a very happy holidays. If no oil, why American flag? Yes. Who's to say there isn't oil on the moon? There could be. Dad, no, you'd be a great dad. At least you don't lie. Okay. Yeah, I gotta go. Is he gone? Oh, all right. Subcoolers turn on yet? Nope. Dope, 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 dope. What about a railgun to orbit satellites? Same problem. It's that pesky atmosphere, Chop. That, you know, that thing? You think that's air you're breathing now? It gets in the way. Sorry, Ga. But it just sounds so cool. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you. Also, railguns tend to melt themselves. Yeah, that dang atmosphere keeps getting in the way, huh? That's why we need a mood base. None of that pesky atmosphere in the way. You'll get no argument from me, Wisp. Did you see the latest fusion success? AI-assisted advances. I've seen the, what's the name of that company? Helion? Helion, that where they shoot the fusion at each other. That's pretty cool. More venting from the CO2 strike. I see it. What about a railgun mounted on Cosmic Girl? That's not nearly as cool as a rocket mounted on it. I'm just saying. Like, that's not nearly as cool. Why not build a space catapult on Mount Everest? Less atmosphere. Zim, how quickly does it take a rocket to get up to 30,000 feet? About 20 seconds? Maybe 30 seconds? So, we're going to try to build a launch facility on the tallest mountain in the world to gain 30 seconds of performance? Nah, I'm good. Nah, I'm good, thanks. I'm good. I'll build it somewhere near the water. Bro's really trying to make catapults work. Yeah. What about releasing something really buoyant from really deep underwater? Think about Sea Dragon. Sea Dragon was something like that, Chop. An idea like that was proposed by an engineer named Robert Truex in the 60s. Methane subcoolers look to be winding up. Maybe stick a vacuum at the front of the rocket. I think you just invented a jet engine, Buster. I'm pretty sure you just invented a jet engine. I haven't heard much, Midget, no. Would having a low pressure system nearby help with performance? No. Buster's like, yes! I think that's just a jet engine, man. Oh boy. What's the ETA on the third orbital flight test? Jim, I'd say January, dude. January. I think SpaceX is going to try to get a full stack checked out and ready to go by the end of the year. Yeah, I think they're gonna have the IFT3 stack pretty much ready by the end of 2023. That's my guess. That is just a guess. That's based off of no insider information. I mean, but like, look, man, you can extrapolate a launch campaign by the testing that we've seen. 28 and 10 rolled out like less than a week ago. Ship 28's already done its static fire. It's good to go, right? You can see it behind the tanks in the top right picture. It's just chilling over there. See? She's just chilling. Now the next thing is to check out the booster. Booster looks to be ready to go. The OLM's ready to go. Elon said it was. He said it was fine. They just needed to paint it because of some coking that happened. I said coking and some people went, "What? What's that?" It's carbon, unburnt carbon deposits on the pad causes coking. It basically looks like white powder. Yeah, I know. Physics. What I'm trying to tell you is let Elon cook. Okay? Let him cook. Could we see an OFT launch every month next year? I don't think the launch license allows for them to launch that much. I think I'd have to go look at the programmatic assessment. It's like 20 launches total. I think it's either 5 or 10 of those being orbital. Did they find a solution to the fuel sloshing at stage separation? We'll find out when this thing launches, dude. They've probably figured it out. My guess is that the static fire that they did yesterday was the solution to that problem. If we go and look at the static fire footage from yesterday, right? So look at it. The plume looks like a big triangle, right? Arceus, 18 months. Thanks, man. The plume looks like a big triangle, right? So that's 3 engines firing. And then the triangle switches direction. That's 6 engines firing. Buster, I think the solution for them is to change the timing on Starship's upper stage ignition separation sequence. Long story short, don't fire 6 rocket engines at the booster, or else the propellants will do this. And if the propellants do that, it'll break. So, by only having 3 engines during the hot stage... Oh, we got a vent. Big vent. By only having 3 engines ignited during the hot stage and then firing the Vectors like right after that, I think that's their solution to mitigate that problem. But it's just a guess. That's a guess on my part. I don't know. Who vented? I don't know. It's kind of sus. Vectors. Vacuum raptors. Vectors. Vectors. Yeah, Buster, it's just a guess. That was a guess, but it seemed logical. How did you know that a reactor leak was a fake? The Booster 9 flipped also looked incredibly violent. Violent? It looked what? Violent? Best Scottish Russian. Scrushin. Hey Aldrax, what's up? I've been thinking about old shuttle ideas. Wait, hold on. Maybe only fire one of the Vectors and one of the sea level on the opposite side for a few seconds. Yeah, Tessa, that could work, but the plumbing for that might get for sequencing something like that might get a little complicated. Just sequence the 3 engines in the center. Now, I mean, when I say plumbing, like the flow, like why would you go 1 and 1? Just ignite the 3. Those engines are next to each other. It might be complicated to ignite one on the opposite side like that, I think they're just going with the simplest solution. T-Man, I've been thinking about old shuttle ideas, and what could we do with Starship Centaur G? It would be pretty cool. Yeah, that would be neat. Why not throttle all 6 all the way down? Is that possible? Havocs, that has to do with the starting sequence of a fully cryogenic stage combustion cycle. I just threw a lot of big words in there to sound cool. Long story short, you have to start the rocket engine. You have to start the rocket engine with the pedal to the floor, and then take your pedal off the gas, so to speak. They usually... You want to start the rocket engine the same exact way every time. So you start it with the throttle all the way open, basically. I'm just speaking car terms. You start it basically redline, and then you throttle down from there. So starting in a deep throttle scenario, very difficult for a rocket engine to do. That puts a lot of strain on the impellers and a bunch of other things. Yeah, there's no idling with a rocket engine. Yeah, exactly, Snickers. Yeah. So in that regard, the best way to do it would be to just start less engines instead of trying to start all 6 in a deep throttle state. That's really not good. That can create hard starts. What happened to SN11? Yeah. Hey, Hokey, what's up? Today I learned, I figured it would be easier to start lower and increase throughput. No. Yeah, weird, huh? Speaking of propellant slosh, why is it that Super Heavy needs separate landing tanks while a Falcon 9 booster doesn't? They basically do the same thing minus Super Heavy keeping some engines running during stage separation. That's a good question, Builder. What engines are firing during landing? The engines in the center? Where's the header tank? In the center? It's the plumbing, dude. Think about it. Super Heavy needs that buffer tank in there because, well, only the inner engines are firing, right? You don't need to feed all 33 of them. Hey, Dravian, what's going on? Booster propellant distribution. Oh, this is Ring Watchers, Phil? Let's take a look. Yeah, see how it feeds? Look at that thing. Can we explain what you're actually looking at? We're looking at the booster on the test stand, Aldrax. So, Builder, looking at this, it's easier for fluid management when you have a smaller tank that can feed all this stuff. Do you see what I'm talking about? That, and yeah, this basically acts as a baffle tank, which is cool. But I may have misunderstood what you were asking. I'd have to go read it again. Alright, so Aldrax, we're looking at the booster on the test stand here. What SpaceX has been doing for a little while now is they're cycling They're cycling propellants through the plumbing on the pad. Propellants through the plumbing on the pad. That's what that big vape cloud is behind me. They're basically chilling down the pipes, but they've been doing it for a good while now, which tells me that they're holding for something. The plumbing is cooled to the right temperature, and to keep it cool at the right temperature, they just keep circulating the propellants. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I just wonder why they didn't do that with Falcon 9. Oh yeah, that was your question. You don't need to. Less engines. I mean, Falcon 9 does have baffles in it. There are baffles, but let me think about it for a second, Builder. Like, why wouldn't you do that with a smaller booster? Probably the moment of the sloshing propellants is probably not as great when you have a smaller diameter tank. That's a guess, though. I'm pretty sure that sounds right. Hey, Riverin, what's up? Science! Always happy to drop in. Keep being awesome. Thank you very much. Do you think all engine tests? Yes, I do. Builder, you want to hear something interesting? The diameter of the header tank for Super Heavy is 3.7 meters. It's a Falcon 9. It's the Falcon 9's diameter. Weird, huh? So that tells me there's some correlation there. Like, maybe SpaceX went with this. This is me just throwing out ideas, dude. Maybe SpaceX went with that diameter because it's something that they knew. It's possible. It's like the bucket around your car's fuel pump. Yeah, no, I get it. It's the day tank, so to speak. So what do you think is happening next if this static fire is successful? They'll probably... Zizep, I think they want the stack done by the end of this year. I think they want the IFT3 stacked and ready to go. So Starship on top of the booster. I think they're trying to get that done before 2023 so they can basically apply for IFT3 right at the start of 2024 and get some flights in. Wait, what's happening? Is this a rocket? That big keg-looking thing? It is, yeah, the biggest rocket in existence, dude. We're looking at a booster test for SpaceX here. Stacked in performing a wet dress is my guess. Yeah? Yeah, maybe. The SpaceX post-launch conference that the city of Brownsville posted on YouTube was kind of interesting. New factories being built in Bastrop, Texas. Yep, that's right, Moto. What is the main goal for this launch? Get the stack into space, worst. Verify that they've made fixes to the hot staging so they can at least try a super heavy landing. And get Starship on orbit. Oh, there's a new pope. That was my thought process exactly. Just wanted to ask you because I know you know lots about this stuff. Yeah, it's probably with a smaller diameter. The moment of the moment of inertia of a sloshing propellant is not as bad. That's my guess. Because think about what you're trying to do. You're trying to avoid that prop slosh that's going to get the motors to ingest ullage propellant. You don't want that. You don't want your liquid fuel engines to pull gas into them. That's really bad for them. They don't do good with that. Having gas going into a liquid fuel engine is like having water going into a car engine. It's not really going to end well. It ain't going to end well at all. No, was the new Pope reference from Eurotrip? No, it's a reference from the papacy. Anyway, ooh, that's a huge vent. So yeah, Builder, that's gotta be the reason. You don't want ullage ingestion. They also did another test when the road was reopened. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. Yeah, I saw Yeah, they opened up the payload bay. The Starship dispenser. Yeah. Yeah, notice that. It's good, man. It's pretty funny. Yeah, they opened up the payload bay and... Yep. Thanks, I hate it. No, it's funny. Ah!
Discovery, go and throttle up.
Rick! My name's not Rick! 4-month resub. Thanks, man. We have to get Elon to paint on... It's painted green for Jeb. Yep. I can't unsee it now. Yeah, I know what you mean. Okay. Guys, it looks like we got the methane recondensers on there. So, trending in the right direction. Yeah, see that fat vape cloud that's happening right there to the right of those 4 tanks? Yeah, that means they're starting to move fuel around. That's good. We have seen the top of the recondenser, and it is good. Headache almost gone. Moto, I slept. I slept yesterday. After I logged off stream, I went, made some food, and then fell asleep. And I lied in bed until I felt better. That was this morning. So, dude, yeah, no, something's definitely bugging out in here, and I don't know what it is, but I feel better today. But yeah, it's one thing for me to like be down one day a week, right? But it happened 2 weeks in a row, so that tells me that, you know, maybe, you know, for Christmas breaks, probably take it down a notch, you know? Probably take it down a notch. Scotty, take it down a notch. And Scotty, don't, you know? Like, maybe you are just getting old. Man, it's just a number. Alex is guessing 2 p.m. for the test on the commentary feed. So, I mean, it... You know, Moto, I kind of sat and thought about it yesterday, dude. I've been burning the candle at both ends. 50 hours a week, 50, 60 hours a week since September, since Starfield. So, like, ground out Starfield, got our fun out of that, played more Kerbal after that. Then Cities came out, played the snot out of that game. And now For Science is out here, like... We're gonna go back to the grind in freaking January, so barge heading out and Brownsville bound. Cool, Thomas, there you go. Need to sit back, relax, and play some CS. Do you see a space tourism industry budding in the next 20 years? I'd love to buy a ticket for a 24-hour trip to Leo. It's possible, Orion, yeah. So, if it's one thing I've learned with following the space program for this long, you tailor your expectations, okay? This is why I don't go full crazy hype on Starship. But I'm not gonna lie to you. If Starship works even remotely as advertised and basically vindicates the idea of reusable spaceflight, vindicates my space shuttle, which I love that thing, right? If it does, yeah. That definitely could be a thing in our lifetime, absolutely. Now, personally, I want Starship up there building space stations. I want Starship up there going to the moon. I want Starship deploying Starlink satellites. I want Starship deorbiting the ISS, like bringing ISS pieces back down. You know, I want Starship launching people up into space. Basically do all the things that the space shuttle should have been doing, but we didn't have the balls to do. No, I'm not bitter about it at all, can you tell? Can you tell? That's the SpaceX fanboy in me saying I wanted to vindicate my space shuttle because reusable space flight is doable, and we've been huffing the copium thinking that it's not. I want MAO. M-A-R-S. Mars, chat. Red rocks. Yee yee. Feeling a little spicy, yeah. I want Hubble, yeah, exactly. Spiffy, exactly. I want Hubble back down there. I want Starship with shuttle payload bay doors and a shuttle-style payload bay and a SpaceX robotic arm to grab stuff and bring it back down. We need to do that. We need to do that because frick the haters, man. Frick the haters. You know? God bought aluminum tubes. Do I have to tell you what the frick you can do with an aluminum tube? Aluminum! Don't drop that stuff. Don't drop it. Pray to God you don't drop that stuff. I got it wrapped up in this special CIA napkin. I bought some yellow cake. Are you sure it was yellow? Yes, I'm sure, chat. Yes, I'm sure. It's my favorite, man. Why are you working at the war? Why are we worried about things around here? I'm not. The moon. Yes, I said it. The moon. Starship with shuttle payload bay, shuttle landing gear, shuttle arm. Wait, what? Any idea when they're going to launch this? I'm guessing January, subs, yeah. Yeah, screw Holiday Inn. We stay at the Hojo's, baby. Hojo's! Aluminum! Sentataz. EJ, sorry for the novice question here. That's why I do this, for novice questions. Sentataz. Anyway, can you give us a succinct launch profile for Kerbin Orbit? Like where to start pitching down range? What degree, what altitude? Hopefully this makes sense. Okay, yep. The best way to do it for newbies, Sentataz, is once you leave the pad, turn a little bit. So, like, if we're talking about pitch of the vehicle relative to the horizon, right? You have 0 degrees, and you have 90 degrees. After you leave the pad, pitch to 85 degrees. Just stay there. Until you get up to about 10K, right? And then from 10K, from 10 kilometers off the ground to 24 kilometers off the ground, pitch over to 45. So at 24, you should be at 45. All right? And then from basically 24 to 50, get your pitch down to 5 degrees and then just watch your AP from there. That's the easiest way to do it. It works in Kerbal 1, it works in Kerbal 2. Yeah, don't go crazy with it. Just slowly pitch over. It also depends on the size and weight of the vehicle. Yeah, but we're talking about novice stuff, Pascal. Awesome, I've been reading at 100 meters a second. You'd start pitching at 10 degrees. It's complicated, dudes, but yeah. 100 meters a second, you start pitching to 10 degrees. I mean, that'll work too. There's a bajillion different ways to skin a cat, dude. That's the way that works. The ascent profile, there's a bunch of different ways to do it. And I knew I was going to get a bunch of people in chat saying, well, actually, I do it this way. Yeah, I don't care about the way that you do it, all right? There's a bajillion different ways to do it. And it depends on your rocket, blah, 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 blah. That way will work. But as you play more, Sentatose, you'll figure out ways to optimize the trajectory. But it does kind of depend on what vehicle you're using. But do it that way. It usually won't steer you wrong. That's oh, I feel dizzy. Yeah, we try, dude. We try. Yeah, Madhum, for sure. Stossman at the eggnog? I don't know. You want me to check? No. Yep, we have condensation on the booster, meaning that it's starting to be loaded with locks. Dirt and Gimbals gotta do a lot of old school rocket blessing to sweep it out. Yeah, rocket blessing, I remember that. How you doing? I'm not doing so well. I just hit my first positive for COVID ever, and I'm very high risk right now, so this sucks. You'll be alright, dude. Just make sure you get what you need to fight it. I mean, Ben, and I'm sick too. I caught something, and over the past 2 weeks, it's just lingering. It's just lingering. Bent down on the booster.
Discovery, going throttle up.
Hey, Access, Tier 2, 93 months. Long time no see. Hope your family's well. Everything's good, dude. King Kit with a 93 as well. Yeah,
Discovery,
Detau.
going throttle up.
I think so. Yep. So what they did, guys, was they just alleviated the gases out of the LOX tank, the liquid oxygen tank. So long story short, the tanks are pressurized, right? You're gonna start putting liquid inside. There's gas inside of the tank. It's not a vacuum, right? There's gas in there. So as you start filling it, it'll start to compress the gases in the tank because fluid is incompressible, right? Gas is compressible. So they open up the vents as they're putting the liquid in to make sure that the tanks don't overpressurize. That's what that noise that you just heard was. You can see ice is starting to accumulate on the methane tank right there and the LOX tank. Somebody said it in chat already, but I'm pretty sure they're in fast fill now with how quickly that vent was. So, yeah, watch. The ice will start accumulating really, really quickly. Basically, once all the pipes, so you have your fuel tank over here, you have your rocket over here, and you have all the pipes that are in between. What SpaceX has to do, because they're using liquid methane and liquid oxygen, they're both cold, really freaking cold. And the pipes are sitting in the Texas sun all day, they are not cold, right? So what they have to do is start slowly flowing the propellants through the pipes all the way to the booster, right? The reason why you got to do that and you got to slow fill is because you don't want that same type of overpressurization happening in the pipes. You flow those super cold propellants through a hot pipe too fast, they evaporate. And if it evaporates, you can pneumatically overpressurize your liquid fuel line. Which is why you see vents all over the place and you see all this smoke coming out, right? It's not smoke, it's just gaseous oxygen and gaseous nitrogen for whatever systems, right? So they had to slow fill all these lines, but once the fuel line all the way to the booster and then into the booster is at the right temperature, that's when you can start increasing. I don't know where that vent's coming from. Methane side of things, from what I can tell, I see something going on there. That was a controlled vent. Yep. Long story short, once everything is at the right temperature, that's when you can initiate fast fill. Yeah, I see it. Over there. I got it. How are those tanks still safe to use with all those dents in them? That is a shield, believe it or not, subs. Those, the tanks are actually inside of that. Fill is fast. So fast. That's fat, dude. Fat. What happened to that saying? Nobody says that anymore. That's fat, man. The vent is coming from inside the house. Yeah, it is. Did you hear that? Someone just said, yeah, it is. The demon. How long until the boom? 30 minutes? The commentary stream... We don't have the commentary stream open. We have just the regular stream open. Yep. The ice is starting to climb. Ah. Another vent. Once again, they're getting all the gas out of the system. So Belted, I think the Ship 28 static fire was SpaceX yesterday was SpaceX's solution to this problem. Yeah, don't worry about that. If you look at the static fire yesterday, there's a delay sequence between the initial 3-engine ignite and the vacuum Raptor ignite. I think what SpaceX is doing to mitigate the propellant sloshing on Super Heavy is not firing all 6 engines during hot staging. I think you're going to get separation there and then switch to 6-engine ignition post-separation to alleviate the decelerative forces that could cause prop slosh on the first stage. Because once again, watch the plume change shape. See the triangle? The triangle will flip when the 6 engines ignite. See what I'm talking about? See it flip? It's actually super cool looking, right? Is there a common abbreviation for liquid methane? CH4 or LCH4, yeah. That is the same timing on IFT2. You can look back at the launch to see. I don't think so. I mean, maybe. Point is, they want an initial separation on 3. I'm pretty sure IFT2 had the first engines turn on, second engines turn on, and then separation. Who's holding the camera here? A drone. It's the same timing with inverted order of ignition. Yeah, I'm pretty sure IFT2 was different. Yeah. I know, Cosmic, they have. That wasn't the only drone shot, dude. Here, look, there was another one. Check this one out. Dude. Yeah. That's awesome. Some little bit of stuff got kicked up. She lost a couple of tiles here, but I think we're good. Thoughts on last? I don't know, I haven't read it, so how could I have thoughts on it? It looks like they're going for a spin prime. That is from yesterday. Yep. Ow. That was my knee. Funny bone. I'm alright. Okay. Low knee or high knee? What's the difference? Liquid fuel, Asimalock. With the way it flips, I think they're lighting the vacuum raptors first as the sea levels overpower the plume. No, that's not true at all. They fired the center engines first yesterday, Tessa. Why are you not laughing? Because it's not funny. Yeah, the subcoolers are turned off, so... Yeah. First booster catch will be amazing. Yeah, catching one of these bad boys is going to be pretty cool. Yeah, that's, it's going to be pretty neat. It's going to be pretty neat. That's gonna be that's pretty neat. It's gonna be pretty neat. Well, that's pretty neat. How neat is that? See, look, you can hold it up from the grid fins. See, chopsticks. Just curious, how much does this model weigh? Oh, it's 3D printed, dude. It doesn't weigh anything. Maybe a kilogram? Maybe? Like... Dude, that's gonna be nuts. That's actually gonna be insane. The grid fins on this food are really good, man. Really good. Must have that printer dialed in, dude. Nice model. Thanks, Gil. Here. I have the Starship model to go with it. And look, it flaps. See? It's waving. Where did you get that model? A viewer printed it for me. It's pretty awesome, dude. Pretty awesome. And look, check this out. It's got Starship there, just in case you didn't know what it was. The whole interior and stuff is printed. It's really freaking cool, man. This is one of the coolest things that I've gotten from viewers.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Okay, where can we buy the STL file? Food, please. We might. Do you got? I don't know. Food, please. Are you here? Can you tell them? It's a really good model, to be honest. Yeah, you can send a link. So Jeff, Yum Food Please, is the guy that did it. And I will say, dude, yeah, your printer must have been dialed in to get some of this stuff. The detail on this is unreal. Like getting the tiles on one side, man, unbelievable. Looking back on the IFT2, they lit RVAX and then lit the sea levels about half a second-ish later. I'm guessing they lit the sea levels with the delay as the sea levels 15 degrees gimbal was clear of the dome. I think you're like 100% wrong, but I mean, sure. Does it come with the booster? Yeah. Yes, it does, actually. Look, you see, you can hold it up from its grid fins. Do they stack? Yeah, of course. I'm telling you, man, this is one of the dopest things I've ever got. I gotta remember how to do this. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there we go. You can put them together like that. Pretty good, right? Now this doesn't have the hot staging ring, but it's good enough. It's good enough to be able to use to explain things. Oh, it also came with this. Here, check it out. It also came with this, which doesn't suck. That's pretty cool, right? I know, dude. Right? Isn't it awesome? Why the Falcon 9 grid fins? Because it's a 3D model and not an engineering model, dude. It was probably easier to 3D print this way, Junie, if I had to guess, man. It's still cool. It's still awesome. Like, this is legitimately like one of the coolest things that I've gotten in the mail. That and I mean, and I have mobile launcher parts, a commemorative piece to the ML. Like, dude, I have a lot of cool stuff. This one is like particularly super useful because I can drop it on the floor. No, it's fine. It's just the cover. I can use it to explain things. Did it come with the tower? No, it didn't come with the tower. If you ever want the launch tower, you're happy to send one. That would be cool. Yeah. I'm not gonna sit here like, okay, I can't promise that I'm not gonna sit here and play with it. I'm 35 years old. I'm not gonna. I can't promise that I won't be like, you know. But I'm definitely probably going to. No, sir. We didn't see you playing with your dolls again. Good! Can you imagine just catching one of these things and just... You gotta be kidding me. They're action figures! Isn't that cool? Damn, that's cool. I just downloaded the KSP2. Upon starting a new campaign, the option for unbreakable joints. Turn it off, DJ. You've captured their stunt doubles. They stopped fueling for a second, B0. Yeah. Zero launch. We're looking at Booster 10 testing here, dudes. Can you give us a quick showcase of IFT2 with these? Well, IFT2 didn't do that. There you go. Does that work? Is that good? Is that good enough? You got a pet rocket. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I have a pet rocket. What did I name it? I named it Jeff. Here. Talk, Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
Oh, hey, Jeff. How you doing? Does the hot stage burn, overheat, and pressurize the booster? Nah, you're not going to get much convection up there because you're in the vacuum. You're almost in the vacuum up there, Journey. So it's not going to be as bad as you might think. There is low pressure in that area in the hot staging ring. And the rockets are only on it for like a split second, dude. I mean, think about it like this. If you have a piece of steel and you put a blowtorch, like even an oxyacetylene torch, you put the blowtorch to it, even if you only do it for like a couple seconds, it's really not going to do anything. Now, in terms of tank pressurization, I'm sure there are valves, the ullage tank valves that are in super heavy, the real super heavy, like up here. I'm sure those ullage tank valves will alleviate any pressure that would be induced on it from convection from the rocket engines. Long story short, no, I don't think so. And if there is, they can control it. That's me naming it Jeff when poor Jeff doesn't have any orbital rockets. Well, I don't have a sound effect so far that says my name, Frank. I have a twin. Wait, Jeff, are you partnered? When did that happen?
My name is Jeff.
Yeah, last week. Dude! Nice! Welcome to the club. See what I did there? See what I did there? That's awesome, man. Congratulations. What do you... Okay, I feel like a dick asking this, but what do you stream? Don't worry, you could say it. I asked. It's fine. War Thunder. War Thunder? That's cool, man. So, I'm really trying to make sure that the Bradley in War Thunder, I'm using it correctly. You want to point me in the right direction for that? Reset the timer, boys! Reset the timer! It's so stupid. I can't believe it. Oh my god. Dude. No, either way, Jeff, that's cool, man. That's cool. Congratulations, dude. That's awesome. No small feat. It's not even a tank, it's an IFE. That's sick, man. You must come race with me sometime when we go to play GTA again. Yes. Yeah, either way, I'm pretty sure they changed the ignition sequence. They're going to change the ignition sequence this time to not have that happen. Guys, go give Jeff a follow if you like War Thunder. Go do it. A lot of you guys laughed at my War Thunder leaking documents joke, so clearly you know about War Thunder. When is this thing supposed to go off? Well, they were fueling and then they stopped. It's supposed to be a test for the booster today, Fugly. So they stopped. They fueled it a little bit. See those white lines? But I'm not 100% sure. Why does this always happen? Says fans of the game where it regularly happens. Yeah, this stream is through my buddies over at NASA Spaceflight, who I contribute over there too. I do commentary for them from time to time. We can restream here too. But yeah, this is a third party. These aren't SpaceX streams. These are my buddies at NASA Spaceflight. So, we don't really have a timeline for this schedule. You're going to have to excuse me. I'm getting over being sick. We don't have a timeline of events for the rocket. Fire the boosters! Yeah, but I'm late tired. Well, have a nap. Then fire the missiles! So right now, they're back into recircularization here, from what I can tell. That's an old one. Yeah. Yeah, you like that? Are you covering Firefly tomorrow? Oh, we'll be taking a peek at it, Space Brew. Yep. You ever look into motorcycles? No, Klavic. I'm not a two-wheel guy. I'm a four-wheel guy. Bikes are cool though. I'm not hating. It's just not my thing. Yeah, Klavic, I have a stipulation with my wife. Let me go ask my wife.
Discovery, no
I have a stipulation with my wife that says I can basically, as long as we have the funds, I can buy whatever kind of car I want. Just no motorcycles. That was the rule. Hey, Big D. Tier 3, 105 months. What's going on, man? Thank you for that resub, dude. I appreciate it. It's a good rule. It's fair. Relaxing on your winter break.
Discovery,
No more work for the year. Hell yeah, man. So no quads? I don't know. Would have to get a ruling on that. Bikes make you feel like you're in a fighter jet. Yeah, but I like four wheels better. Anyway, Big D, it's good to see you, man. Good to see you. Big D, I'll tell you, it was weird. Remember that picture that I sent you a couple weeks ago? That was weird being back there, dude. It was weird. Very weird. I was like, the hell? Why is this a thing? We get it, super heavy, you vape. Tycon, it's not so much with motorcycles, dude. I trust myself on a bike. Yeah, it'd be fine. I don't trust other people, especially up here in New England. I'm sure last time I was back there was for Falcon Heavy. Yeah. Dude, it was strange, man. I was like, yeah, I want to go see it. Yeah, I want to go see it. And then I showed up and I'm like, man, that feels like another life. Like, it was weird, dude. It's weird. And no Albertsons, man. The hell? Yeah, I wanted to show Bree. That's why I went. But yeah, it's very strange. That's how I ride. I don't risk anything in traffic. I don't trust people on the road, man. Not around here. Not on a bike. Nah, I'm good, thanks. I want to put as much metal between me and the failure. Would you ride a motorcycle on a track if the opportunity presents itself? I don't know, man. No Albertsons, no Crispers. This place is a prison. Clavic, you have an interview soon. Just wanted to drop by real quick. My friend's really into bikes, so he's trying to get me to join him. Ah, okay. How do they fuel even the all-nighters anymore? Yeah, I don't understand. Very strange. Dude, the Denny's is gone too. The Midnight Denny's. It's not there. It's gone. Looks like things are happening. They started fueling it Canadian, but then, I don't know. Denny's, let's go. Grab Shark. Big D and I, circa 2006, in between classes, because Full Sail operates on a 24-hour schedule. Between classes, sometimes you would have classes from like, what was it? 9 to 1, 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. And then you'd have to go back to class at 4, right? Just go get pancakes, man. When is flight 3? Probably in January. 4-hour blocks. Yeah. 1 to 5. Gee. Normally SpaceX announces 33 static fires. No announcement. Yeah. After it was all over, he took us back to the house and made us pancakes. Pancakes. Creeper, Big D isn't just a guy I went to school with. Big D is the one that introduced me to Kerbal Space Program. Yeah. Yep. I remember his words very distinctly. Dude, you have to play this game. It will be the last game you ever play. Yeah, he wasn't wrong. Yeah, he wasn't wrong. Horrible decision. Yeah, then Kerbal 2 came out, so yeah. Yeah, Ghoulie, exactly. There was an overpressure notice. Yep. So it's all his fault. Yep. I still miss the 4-hour ultimate frisbee and pool break between lecture and lab. Yeah. Yeah, good times, man. In Florida. This is weird, dude. That's weird. It's weird, man. Seems like another life. All right, guys. I think we haven't really seen much going on here. I'm going to. I think I'll move us over to Kerbal now. Do you love it? I'll keep this on up there so we can see. Yeah, it's gonna go now. As soon as I say it, as soon as I decide, it's gonna they're gonna be like, all right, let's spin prime it. So I'm gonna switch us over to Kerbal 2, and we're gonna finish building out that rocket. For science day 3.